Every now and then a new hairstyle becomes popular, and sometimes I decide if I want to hop on the bandwagon or simply ignore the hairstyle. So I tried the miracle knots that is also popular on TikTok, and it got me thinking, will this be a complete waste of my time? Will this hairstyle actually last? And is this as easy as everyone is raving about? Well, stay tuned and keep watching as I share the answers to some of those questions. But spoiler alert, this is probably going to be my new favorite hairstyle. So you want to start off on freshly washed hair. We don't want dirty and oily hair because it will make it so much more harder to braid. This is a hairstyle for girls who are wellness girlies like me and want a protective style that's not only flexible but still easy on your hair. So think no breakage, think no pulling on the edges, think when you take your hair out, you're still gonna have a healthy head of hair. I love that when doing this style, you don't need to use synthetic hair. You are literally braiding your real hair and then feeding in the curly pieces at the end of your hair. And then you crochet the extra pieces in. Although I know some people are braiding the entire head first, like they're individually box braiding the hair, we are not doing that today. I already am a slow braider, so we're gonna braid the hair and add the end pieces on at the same time. Okay, so I was sent 3 bundles of the Burmese curly texture in 22 inches from Lashey hair. This is 100% raw virgin hair, guys. It is so soft and has like the most prettiest curl. The only thing I was worried about is if this was even enough hair, but it actually was. The thing is, each piece of hair is pretty thick. So I would say I did about a medium-sized braid, but if you're gonna do small braids or even a medium, you're definitely gonna need 4 bundles at minimum. Now, I can do a lot of things, y'all, but parting is just not one of them. So there may be some inconsistencies, sis. Just ignore all of that and watch the process. We ain't striving for perfection. We want it to look nice. I'm not going to speed this up, so just watch exactly what I'm doing. I'm basically using braiding gel from Camille Rose at my roots, and then I begin braiding my real hair and I leave the ends. I then grab one of the pieces of hair and I'm particularly wrapping the thread that's on the piece of hair around my index finger, and then I'm feeding it into my braid. I then braid my hair and the piece of hair all together. Once I get to the end of my real hair, you want to braid down 3 more times. And then take a tiny piece and you want to knot it about 3 to 4 times, and I'm doing that to secure it. And then I'm going to smack some braiding gel at the end, and I'm telling you, this is actually going to work. So at this point, I was seeing the vision. I also want to say that I started at 9:45 p.m. and it was the first day of my menstrual. So I was experiencing cramps, I was fatigued, but I was determined to finish this hairstyle. I also had a campaign to shoot the next day. But if I didn't have that campaign, I just know me and I would have taken my slow sweet time, and we didn't have time for that. I would say this took me all of an hour and a half to do just one section, which is pretty good if you ask me, compared to doing boho braids with separate strands. The next section I would say took me longer because yes, I was tired. Okay, it's the next day now, and I had maybe half of one section left. Again, I'm gonna slow it down some so you can see exactly what I'm doing. But I also want to share some do's and don'ts that I learned along the way. So do not braid the end piece until you have about 1 inch left. There's no need for you to put the end piece in halfway up your hair. And if you do that, it can start to look super lumpy. And if you're not a good braider, it is going to show that your hair is not an actual neat braid. Do add some gel to the ends of your hair. It makes it so much easier to add in that extra piece to your natural hair. It also makes your natural hair stick to the curly end piece, especially if your ends are neatly trimmed like mine. I would say don't do your braids super small. If you have thin hair, your braids are going to look like strings. And this is also just a fun fact, your braids are going to look hungry, okay? It's gonna look scanty regardless, until you add in the boho pieces, unless you have super thick and dense hair. Yes, we are done. I am so freaking happy. Well, we're done with the braiding, I should say. The braids, though, they are starving. They need some life to them. They need a little bit of meat on the bones. So we're gonna add in some extra pieces. Now, I was getting nervous, y'all, because I didn't know if I would have enough hair, but I did have a whole extra bundle left. So I'm gonna add in one strand on. I'm gonna try to get to each braid, but I'm gonna add in as much as I can until the hair runs out. So I crochet the hair in about 1 inch down from the root. I like a very full look, and since I don't know if I will have enough hair, I'm gonna go for volume. So you crochet the hair into the braid. You pull half of the hair, half of the strand through it. The thread is going to be in the braid. You take the curly pieces and you tie it once. Do not tie it twice, you guys, or it is going to be hell to take out, and you're gonna have to cut them out versus being able to reuse these pieces of hair. So the areas that I focused on the most was making sure to add fullness around the perimeter first. So that's around the edges, the back of my head, and the middle part. Then I went to the end of my part and I added there because I didn't want it to be so scalpy. So you add where you see a lot of the scalp. In the future though, I would get 4 bundles. Okay, now let's style this. Do you guys see how full it got? I did wear it puffy for 2 days and then I decided to condition the ends of the hair. I used the styling foam from Camille Rose. I place it on my scalp, my roots, but do not place it on the curly pieces. Well, you can, but I like when my curly hair just dries naturally. This hair is just so nice, you guys. Like, I've worked with this brand before and I was already impressed, but this is my first time trying these pieces of hair from this brand, and I just predict that I'm gonna have a really good time with this hair. Also want to say, I just know this is going to be the style of the summer and vacation, ladies. Like, just trust me on this when I tell you it's so easy, and it's not a lot. It looks like a lot of hair, but it's not. Like, I can fit the entire ponytail in one palm. I then also like to use this oil from Kerastase. I used it in the beginning of the video. It smells amazing. I feel like they need to turn this into a perfume. It also keeps the hair shiny without being greasy. I have to emphasize that because I hate greasy hair, but it gives your hair like the most natural shine and makes it look alive, even the pieces. I would buy this a million times, but lucky for you guys, I linked everything down below, so the links will be there. Let me know what you guys thought about this video. Are you gonna try this hairstyle? I hope it was very easy to follow along. Again, I am a wellness girl. I'm always in the gym. I'm always working out. I'm always hot. I'm always doing a million active things. And so this is the hairstyle that I need for me. But I also know for vacation, this would eat. So it's a very versatile look. And I also have very sensitive hair at my edges, meaning too much pressure and I'm bald. So I think this is like the best hairstyle for me because there's no pressure on my hair. It is so light of a hairstyle that I just feel like, thank goodness for that for this hairstyle. I'll have all the links for you guys down below. Definitely check out Lashey hair, shop on their website. Make sure you thumbs up, like this video, leave a comment, and I will see you guys in my next video. And as always, take care of yourselves, guys.